Every successful business has a system. I jumped in, and my very first month in the business, I listed 17 houses, sold 92 the first year, and I hated every aspect of the business. I did. I had no time. So we created this system. And over the next, 15 years, I averaged right at 390 grand a year, working less than 40 hours a week.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Vulcan7 Coaches and Mentors, where we bring you some of the best in the industry to share with you their tips and strategies so that you can implement them in your business immediately. Now, before I get on to introducing today's guest, if you haven't caught up on our previous episodes, make sure to watch those on YouTube or listen to them on your favorite streaming platform. Now, with that being said, today's guest, check this out. He listed 17 properties his first month and he closed 97 his first year. And not just that, but they have a $100,000 income guarantee with their mentoring system. So you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and bring him on. Tim Burgess, welcome.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. I know that you've been a guest in our show before, but in case someone that's listening has no idea who you are, go ahead and share with everyone a little bit about your background.
Oh my gosh, background. Short version. Dad left when I was 9 years old, quit school in the 8th grade, met a really wealthy guy who taught me to get a copy of this book, Think and Grow Rich. So that's first thing. And he said, study a little every day for the rest of your life. I thought he was nuts. I quit school in the 8th grade. What do I want with one book? But I did. And that 3.5 years later, after being mentored by him, mega wealthy individual, I jumped into real estate. And I was lost, didn't know what I was doing. I know that probably sounds familiar to a lot of real estate agents out there. Jump in, lost. Yeah, they taught me how to pass a test. They didn't teach me how to build a business. But I jumped in, and my very first month in the business, I listed 17 houses, sold 92 the first year, and I hated every aspect of the business. I did. I had no time. You can imagine 92 deals flying from the seat of your pants. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's be honest. Most people can't figure out how to do 12 deals flying from the seat of their pants. We did 92 of them, and I hated it because I had 2 little girls at home. I had no time. I finally had some money in the bank, but money's not everything. It's important, but it's not everything, because if you don't know who your kids are, man, how important is it? So I was ready to quit. And then I developed a system. It was like God smacked me in the head with a 2x4, which is the best way for me to learn anyway. And he said, you have no system. I said, wait a minute. Every successful business has a system. Every fast food restaurant that's successful has a system. Every grocery store has a system. The hardware store has a system. Everything has a system. And I don't have one. So we created this system. And over the next, 15 years, I averaged right at 390 grand a year, working less than 40 hours a week. So now we've got this system all packaged up nice and pretty with all the mentoring that goes with it. And yeah, we absolutely offer any agent $100,000 income guarantee. That's how confident we are that this system works.
That's so awesome. You know, everything that you just mentioned, I'm sure that a lot of the agents that are listening, they're like, that's exactly how I feel. I feel like I'm doing a lot of transactions, but I have no time, no life. Yeah. I don't spend time with my family or my kids. So obviously for you, systems is a big thing that a lot of agents lack, right?
Absolutely.
So what are you seeing from the agents that you guys are coaching and training? What is the first step that they need to implement in order to start making these changes?
Sure. Step number one is we got to start to go through skill development. In this business, it's crazy how many people jump into real estate. They think they're going to get to 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand, but they have no skills for this business. They don't go through the skill development. And the number one skill to develop is effective communication. You call in a for sale by owner or an expired or circle prospecting, or you're running an ad and the lead's coming in. It doesn't matter. You still have to talk to them. You still have to be able to read their body language and read their tonality and what are they really saying? Not the words, but what are they really saying? Mm-hmm. And that's a skill that we do. That's why we get together 6 times a week in our mentoring series. We have 4 role plays each week and 2 opportunities to join us. And we go through the teachings of Think and Grow Rich and tie it back to the individual playbooks. We have 12 playbooks for the system. I mean, these things are absolutely, it's like going into a fast food restaurant. There's a playbook for the hamburger. There's a playbook for the French fries, a playbook for the chocolate shake. There's a playbook for everything. So we just did the same thing.
Yeah, the playbook, it's such an important tool for agents to have, and anybody in general, no matter what profession you're in, because sometimes,
Absolutely.
especially newer agents, they want to
Mhm.
make the six figures. They think they're going to do it their first month, and then they quickly
Oh,
realize, this is much
yeah.
tougher. And many times they're doing it by themselves. They don't have the right coaching or
Mhm.
training. So
Yeah.
for some, maybe there's like a newer agent or an agent
Mhm.
that's already having some momentum.
Yeah.
What would you tell them to encourage them to get into coaching and a program just like yours if they really want to take their business to the next level?
What I would tell you, it's scary, and we know we know they're afraid. We know fear is probably ruling the decisions that are being made. It does that for all people. It's not just people who are in real estate, but you've got to get past that and stop thinking about, oh my gosh, I can't spend money on a coaching program. I can't spend money on a. We have a mentoring system. It's a whole lot different than a coaching program, and you have to really get into the ins and outs of the system to realize it. But you're investing in yourself. And that's something most people aren't used to doing. They'll pull that credit card out and go, 27% to go out to dinner. But when it comes to investing in themselves and investing in their own business, no, we can't do that. And even when we put a guarantee out there, from a logical perspective, in our system, they're guaranteed, on average, over 12 months, they're guaranteed $7,335 a month profit. Why would they not do it?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're afraid. They're not skeptical of the system. They know it works. I mean, we had a 27-year veteran double his income working less hours.
Wow.
That's not even logical. How do you double your income working less hours? Well, you systemize and you stop being active and you learn to be productive with the time that you're dedicating to the business.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they have to do. They've got to go through the skill development and put a system. We have 3 phases: mindset, skill development, and systems. And if you think about it, every successful business on the planet has those 3 things.
Exactly.
And then we talk to real estate agents and go, what the heck happened here? The great people in real estate, they didn't get into real estate. Think about it. Did they get into real estate because oh my gosh, I can't wait to fail. I can't wait to get up in the morning and not know what the heck I'm going to do. I can't wait to not know what to say. I'm not going to follow up with people because I don't know what to say. I feel so, and they didn't get into real estate for that, did they? No.
They didn't, but many of them are running their business like that.
What we want to do, what happened to the dream that you had when you got into this business of time freedom and money freedom? Where did that go? Oh, I know. You're looking at the majority of the agents in the cubicles or the offices, and you're listening to the stuff on social media, and it's, oh my gosh, how are you guys making it? Got to get it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah. And what I see many times is also agents getting distracted by like a shiny object, and they'll spend thousands of dollars hoping that they're going to get a magic bullet instead of, investing in coaching and mentorship. Absolutely. That will take them in the right direction over time.
That's crazy. Off to the next shiny trinket, Hey, can somebody figure out how to get me a whole bunch of deals where I don't have to do anything?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I don't know of a way that ever is going to work. Mm-hmm. It's not going to.
Absolutely.
So we've got to get rid of that mentality. Now we're going back to the mentality phase of this whole thing, because if we don't get the proper mindset, we're never going to make it where we want to go. For example, for 3.5 years before I got into real estate, I was hanging out with mega millionaires. I mean, this guy was worth over $150 million in total net worth. He earned over $1 million a month, and he had me under his wing, and I was kind of being mentored by him. But I wasn't earning hardly anything. What was the difference? Same opportunity, same everything. What was the difference? It was me. It wasn't the opportunity or anything like that. And then I get into real estate. And the first few months was not good because it was part-time and I was cold calling and offering free stuff. And I was calling the wrong people doing the wrong things. And then it clicked one day and we started calling for sale by owners and expireds. And man, it blew up. But it was all about making that jump and that leap of faith and doing what I was afraid to do. Mm-hmm. Most people are scared to death of this thing. Why? I have never had anybody reach through the phone and grab me by my esophagus. Have you?
Yes.
It's not happening. It's not going to happen. But this thing ends up weighing 5,000, 6,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And what people have to understand is, the weight of regret is awfully heavy. It really is. Let's not go through this game regretting 5 years from now that we didn't develop the skills now that will allow us to build a business that we want to build for ourselves and for our families. I mean, it's not that hard, really. It's just a matter of doing what we're not comfortable doing.
Absolutely. I know that for me, when I got into the business, this felt like 5,000 pounds. And I'm like dialing, I'm like, hopefully they don't answer, but at the same time, we want to get paid. So it's like pushing outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, it's going to be two different questions. So you
Okay.
mentioned the example of the 27-year veteran that's a part of your program.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're spending a lot less time and doing great. So what was the transition like for them? Because maybe there's a veteran agent on here. Maybe they're just like spinning their wheels. How can they start to delegate? Is it the systems? Like, what was the process for that person?
The biggest thing, his name's Gary. And the biggest thing Gary did was started to operate from a daily method of operation. Instead of just flying from the seat of his pants in his day. And then he really started studying the for sale by owner script that we have and got really, really good at it. And he focused his time. So instead of trying, you take a block of time of an hour, and instead of trying to do 3 or 4 things or something like that, he did one thing and one thing only. That's it.
Yes.
And then he took a break. Yeah, a break every hour. Huh? A break every hour, a break every hour. And his income, I got testimonials from this guy. I mean, his income is no longer a problem. Money's no longer a problem. He's doing fantastic. And the beautiful thing is we've had new agents, a new agent named John. He got 4 or 5 listing appointments in his first 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
He practiced his brains out. So when he called the for sale by owners and expireds, he didn't sound like a scripted idiot. And let's just be honest. Some people sound like a scripted idiot. Yeah. We've all answered the phone and we get the scripted idiot on the other end. We've all experienced it, right? Please don't be that person.
Yeah.
And the only way to avoid being that person is to practice. That's why we role play 4 days a week. We're on the phone with a group of people role playing 4 days a week, not once a week, not twice, 4 days a week. And we encourage people even to role play more than just with us. Mm-hmm. You've got to practice if you want to be good at anything.
Exactly.
We're working with a young lady right now. She's a WNBA, former WNBA. She just retired. And think about it. She's going from WNBA basketball player into real estate in-home sales. That's a little bit of a transition. And she's been around the block about 2 years, I think, 1.5 years in the business, and just struggling. Say here, deal there, just struggling. But she's never gone through the process of skill development like she had to go through to be a professional basketball player. So talking to Stephanie, she's going through this process, and now she's got listings. She's got for sale by owner listings. She's going to closings. It's starting to get more consistency. She's building momentum. And as she builds momentum and she continues to develop the skill, the confidence from within, she'll have even more listings and go to more closings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that example of Stephanie because, many times, especially like newer agents or agents that are kind of similar like her, we all want to get paid, but there's no like systems or process or knowing like, hey, there's levels to it. You're not just going to be awesome right off the bat on the phone. And it's like a learning curve.
Absolutely. And, when we get on the phone, we talk to them, they say, well, but you did it. I said, yeah, but you didn't see the 3.5 years before I got into real estate. You didn't see that piece of the puzzle. And we're getting you through that stuff, not in 3.5 years, it's 3.5 months, 3.5 weeks for some people. A young lady just joined us, Jen just joined us, and she's experienced. She's been around for 10 years. She's had some success. She just needs an adjustment. That's all. An adjustment. And just by making the adjustment mindset wise, and then starting to put the systems in place and start to develop clarity as to what she's building, she's already scheduled 2 appointments. And she just started with us Friday.
Wow.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we talk so much about how important mindset is. People skip right past this one. And I've been through 9 other real estate coaching programs. So I'm not just talking about something I have no clue about. I went through 9 of them, and I could name them all out if you want me to, but let's not take the time to do that. You would know the names. You know all 9 of them. And that's what I've been through. But not the majority of all of them across the board, they're missing this piece. And the majority of them haven't done it. You know, that career of real estate was first, and then helping people get their mindset right, get their systems in place, know what to say, know how to say it, and actively listen. Then I've done it first, and now we're teaching it.
Absolutely.
Which is really cool, because I get a joy. I like Stephanie gets that listing appointment, man, and then goes on the listing appointment. And she said, "Gosh, Tim, all I did was I actually asked them to sign the contract, and they did it." Oh, really? Imagine that.
Yes.
Ask for it, and it might happen. Wow. Yeah. So
let's talk about, the agent that has a lot of momentum, but maybe they're just a solo agent. Maybe they have an assistant, but they're the type that likes to do everything. They want to be in control. Cause I think there's a lot of those in that position. Yeah, sure. I know I was where I'm like, I'm the best at doing this and that. And like, I don't want to delegate it because what if it's not done right? What advice do you have for them, or how do you get them started in your mentorship?
Well, with ours, it's assist. So if they're an experienced agent like Gary, see, we didn't just completely rearrange everything Gary did. It was tweaks, and we got to tweak this, tweak that. So if they're, I call them a control freak.
Yeah.
But all that control freak's now taking all their time. Now we have a mindset adjustment that has to occur. Otherwise, we just keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's called a habit. And once we get into a habit, see, the habit takes control. The habit makes decisions. We don't make conscious decisions about it anymore. The habit does. Now we're back into the mindset stuff. And that's why with agents, we're trying to help them develop the habit of practice, the habit of prospecting, the habit of following up. So when they don't do it, it feels weird. I'm missing something in my day. What am I missing?
Yes.
When people go to gym all the time, they're missing something. So that person that's already got a lot of stuff going on, and they've got this, they got that, they have to learn to delegate. I mean, think about it. What on this planet has ever been done that's that great when one person did it?
Yeah.
It's a team of people. It's always a team of people. It goes back to the concept and philosophy of client, company, team, self. And when people see that, they think they should put themselves at I'm at the bottom, so I'm last. No. You're at the foundation. That makes you first. Because if you don't take care of you, how are you going to take care of anybody else?
Exactly.
Oh, the people get that one so backwards and messed up. I'm not talking about being stingy. I'm talking about strategic selfishness to take care of ourselves, so we have the energy to take care of everything else we want to take care of. But that person that you just described probably doesn't do a whole lot of that. Why? Because they're in control. They got to control every little aspect of the oh my gosh,
and they're probably burned out.
Oh yeah, burnout comes so fast to this business. And burnout, what is burnout? That's a mindset.
It all goes back to mindset.
It all comes back to mindset. Most people that get burnt out don't have that. They're lacking clarity as to what they're building in the future. For example, if I ask you to think of my kitchen, you got no image to work with. But if I ask you to think of your kitchen, an image just popped on the screen of your mind, right?
Yes.
So if I ask you some questions about your kitchen, you can answer those questions. There's no confusion, correct? Okay, cool. But if I ask you questions about my kitchen, now we've got confusion, don't we?
Absolutely.
Without question. Okay, so now let me ask you, what does your life look like 1 year, 3 years, 5 years down the road? Do you have clarity or do you have confusion? And most have confusion, which means they just went to a builder and told the builder to build them a house and they refused to give them a blueprint.
Yes.
Builder's going to look at you like you're a zoo animal. However, the future looks at you and says, come on, keep dragging all the past with you because you have no future plans. You have no future vision of what you're building. You have no blueprint about what you're going to put together in this game we call life. You're just haphazardly going through it.
Yeah.
That's what most people do.
That's a great point.
If you don't get that piece of the puzzle right, and people don't know what they want to build in real estate, which is playbook number 2. What do you want to build? Let's get clarity on it, which comes out of this book and an exercise from this book. And if we don't get clarity on what we're going to build, then we're going into the future with confusion. You go into the future with confusion, you also have worry, doubt, fear, and anxiety right behind it. How many people are worried about the next commission?
Yes.
How many people are worried about what are they going to do tomorrow morning when they get up? What am I going to do? Who am I going to call? Who am I going to talk to? They're just kind of sleepwalking through life because they don't know what they're building. However, they would never do that if they were going to build a house.
Mm-hmm.
A house can burn down. It's nothing. You can buy another one. We're talking about building your life, man. And then building your life around, and then let real estate serve your life instead of your life being a servant to real estate. It's a complete flip. And that's what this system does for people.
And I think everything that you just mentioned also answers the question that I hear, and you probably do it as well. You get to hear it as well. When agents say, how do you stay motivated? Right?
You know how I stay motivated? I was talking about playbook number 2, right? At the end of playbook number 2, you just write a quick story. What does it look like? Mm-hmm. It's always right next to me.
Yeah.
It's always next to me. So if I get a call or something discouraged comes in, oh, wait a minute, there's another one. There's 3 of them right next to me. I keep them next to me. These are all the same thing, but this is what I'm building. This is my blueprint.
Yeah.
It simply begins with I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm blessed, and I'm grateful. That's not a Pollyanna line. I mean, I'm happy. I'm a happy guy. I'm healthy. I am blessed. I'm very blessed. I have a shirt on my back. I've eaten something today. I'm blessed. And I'm grateful for the blessings that I have.
Yeah.
So you start your story off that way. What to do? It creates feel good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Ever notice when you're in feel good, more stuff that happens to make you feel good?
Yeah.
And when you're in feel bad, what happens?
You attract
more stuff happens to make you feel bad.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how I stay motivated. How do you stay motivated whenever no. How do you? I'm building this regardless of what you just said on the phone.
Exactly.
I'm building this regardless of how many people told me no. I'm building this regardless. Period. End of discussion. I'm building this.
Yeah. You're not emotionally attached to that person that said no. You're moving on.
Those are great words. Emotional attachment is right here.
Yeah.
I'm attached to that. I'm attached to what I'm building. That's the blueprint of what we're building. Not just my life, but also the business and how many agents we want to help, everything. It's all in there. And so now I've got clarity. So when I go say, hey, build me a house, or hey, build me a business, or hey, build me a life, there's the blueprint.
Exactly.
What am I building? And if we don't have that, I don't care how good your script is. I don't care how good your system is. I don't give a flipping snot how good you are. You're still going to be you won't live fulfilled. You can't. Mm-hmm. You don't know what you're building. You're just haphazardly going through life.
Yes. I feel that any agent that's watching this right now, they're probably going to watch the replay, watch it a couple times. But if you take anything so far, your homework needs to be write down your blueprint and what that's going to look like. Because then that's going to help you stay motivated.
Yeah. And get a hold of us. I'll send you the blueprint.
Yes.
I'll send it to you. I'll give it to you for free. I'll give you playbook number 2. Won't charge you a damn dime. I won't charge you a dime. I'll give it to you.
Tell us how agents can reach you. Maybe a little bit more about the mentorship program, how long it is, or all of the details.
Sure. Well, the mentorship system has 3 options. It has, of course, the $100,000 income guarantee. That's 12 months. If you don't want the income guarantee, but you want the exact same mentoring, it's $300 a month less. So if you go with a guaranteed, I'm holding your foot to the fire as if I'm paying you $100,000. And if I'm going to pay you $100,000, you have to do certain things. It's just the way it is. You can get a job anywhere and they're going to pay you $100,000 guaranteed. You have to do certain things or you get fired. It's pretty simple, man.
Yeah.
So we have those 2 options with the guarantee, without the guarantee. But for people who like Gary or like that person you talked about who already has it going on, man, but they just want to see the system and maybe some short-term mentoring to help them make some adjustments. We also do it for 12 weeks. So you don't have to enroll for a full year and you still get all of the same mentoring, all of the same playbooks, all of the video tutorials, all of it. But you only get the mentoring now for 12 weeks instead of 12 months. And it's drastically reduced in numbers. I mean, we're far less. And the real cool thing about this, and I don't mind saying this, for less than $1,000 a month, you get 24 touches a month, 6 touches each week. We're not talking 1 phone call a week. That's like a therapy session. How you doing? Sucks. Sorry about that. No, it's not that. It's 6 times a week. 6 times a week. And at the guaranteed level, you also get a subscription to Vulcan. We cover that. So you're not only guaranteed the income, you'll have what you need from a database. That's all part of it.
Yes.
And once again, we're so confident in this system. Well, this is less than half of what I averaged using the system. So I know if somebody does it, they're going to earn $100,000. They're going to change their life financially. If they've never earned that much money, they're going to change their life financially. They're going to have money for the kids' college education fund. They're going to have money to take care of their Medi benefits. They're going to have money to take care of the kids' braces. They're going to have money to take care of the vacations. They're going to have money in the bank, and their taxes are going to be paid. That's a rarity for a real estate agent anyway. But their taxes will be paid. Why? Because they'll have a consistent flow of closings every month. Every month, man, like clockwork. I mean, those golden arches open their doors. What happens? I need an egg and muffin. Right? It's automatic. That's the way this is when you systemize it properly and get the right mindset and the right attitude with the right disciplines. Without the right disciplines, it can't happen either.
Yeah.
I'm not talking discipline. As soon as you say that word, did you ever notice people get freaked out? Discipline. I'm not talking about going down to the woodshed and getting your butt beat. I'm talking about the self-discipline that allows you to build what you want to build based on the blueprint that you've created. It's not hard. So it's easy to get a hold of maximizingresultsllc.com. We're all over Facebook as well. We've got our business page. You're welcome to call me directly, 513-484-1247. If you have any questions about what we do, call. It's not going to be a sales pitch. I'm going to answer your questions and see how we can help you. That's step one. We have to help people get where they want to go. We have to help them move in the right direction. And if we can't do that, I don't want to work with them anyway. I'm just being brutally honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just like Vulcan, if they don't get anything out of Vulcan, why have it? But see, our goal is to make sure that the people who have Vulcan, they know what to do with it. Instead of just having it, okay, I got all these phone numbers. Well, what am I going to do? Let you study a script until you know it inside out. You open your mouth and it just falls out.
Yeah.
And then you pick up this phone and you call for sale by owners first. In my opinion, they're the best because they're advertising they need your help. Expireds are already aggravated at you because you didn't sell their house while it was on the market. True or false? True.
No, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, absolutely true. But I go for sale by owners first, expired second, circle prospecting third, and I never had to go any further than that. We earned. I never worked weekends. Nope, I didn't do open houses. No. That's time for my kids. It's time to be on the soccer field. It's time to be on the boat. It's time to be with my family. Open houses, and look at the statistics on them anyway. I mean, if you want to do them, great. I'm not beating up anybody who does open house. I'm just saying I'm not doing them because it's got a 99% chance of failure. I'm not going to sell that house. Why in the world would I do something with a 99% chance of failure? I'm not doing that. See, I started running my business like that, man, and things started clicking. See, I was in control of my business instead of the business being in control of me. It's a totally different ballgame when you have a system.
Exactly. Yeah. And I love that you're talking about the expires and the for sale by owners and just having accurate information, because many times agents, they want these deals, they want listings, but they're not taking action to actually go after the leads.
And then the number one thing we see them doing that's costing them a fortune is the average real estate agent leaves more money sitting on the table than they earn each year because they don't know how to follow up. They don't know how to stay in touch efficiently and effectively. They don't know what to say. And so they ramble. And nobody's got time for rambling in today's world. Yeah. If you're a good stay in touch phone call, 45 to 90 seconds that leaves a punch of value. So when they see your phone number, it's in here, they feel value. They take the call. If they don't feel value when they see your phone number, they're not taking the call. So this is something that we've got to develop the skill on how to do that. Our stay in touch script is absolutely ironclad. It'll absolutely have that value created. We got 18 different value adds for you. So you can call somebody the way you should, which is about 4 times, 5 times in the first 7 days. Nobody does that. No, somebody tells you they're going to be a month, they're going to call them in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, they're listed. They were listed with somebody like me who called them 4 times in the first 7 days because I know what to say and how to make the emotional connection so they create like and trust, and they'll let me into their house. And then we create like and trust even more so when I ask them to sign the contract, they do it.
Yes.
And that's a skill, man.
Exactly.
You have to develop that. And my first mentor taught it to me. I'd love to say, yeah, me. No, it's not me. My first mentor, for 3.5 years, he taught me this effective communication thing. And then I put the pieces together in this with a great team of people. Once again, it's not just me, right? It's a great team of people at Maximizing Results. It is, the playbooks have been built, the video recordings are for each playbook. So you not only get the playbook, you get a video of a tutorial with each playbook. Sure, we have a young lady in South Carolina, Chelsea. I've got 3 Chelseas right now. I don't really remember which were her last name. But anyway, she did 19 deals last year, never came to any of our mentoring. She just got the system and would use the video tutorials.
Oh, wow.
Did 19 deals last year. What did the average agent do last year? 3.7.
Yeah.
She did 19.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. Certainly not bad. She certainly supplemented her income big time.
Mm-hmm.
Because, obviously she's a second income. So it's fantastic. That's what you do. She's committed to her business, though. She's committed to her growth, committed to helping you get the outcome you want. And with that commitment, it's not hard at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
So remind everyone once again, the website that they can visit if they want to learn more.
Maximizing Results, LLC.com. And it's a long one, I know. For that, I apologize. But everything in Max Results was gobbled up long before we started this one. So it's Maximizing Results, just as it says on under my name there, LLC.com. The website's there. Once again, we're all over Facebook and social media. And you're welcome to call me, 513-484-1247. Call me directly. I'm not one of those people who says, I don't know the number, I can't take it. No, answer your phone. You're a real estate agent. Answer your phone. Answer your phone. I'm not sure. I saw an agent do that once. Said, you're kidding, right? You're a real estate agent. That could be somebody from out of town that needs some assistance, but it comes across as potential spam, so you don't answer it. And
you never know, yes.
But yet you're struggling. You don't have money in the bank that you need.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confused at this one.
Awesome. Well, we'll make sure to put all of your links and your phone number in the description box.
I appreciate that. Vulcan's awesome, man. That's another thing I'd like to say real quick. If you don't have Vulcan, get it. You have to have a lead source. You don't look up phone numbers. Looking up phone numbers is worth what, $12 an hour? Most real estate agents want $400 an hour. Don't do $12 an hour activities then. Get Vulcan7.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, Tim, thank you so much for coming on today. It's always great to interview you. I know that you have a lot of tips and advice for agents. We'll have to have you back again. This might have to be a recurring thing.
Yeah, I just want to help people. Truly, I want to help people get the results they're looking for so they can live the life they want to live.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why we're here. That's why you're here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Tim, once again for doing this.
You are so welcome.
All right. And for everyone else, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.